It's the Refined Reseller. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. In this video, I go over some stupid things that eBay sellers do that prevent them from being the best eBay seller they can possibly be. So check it out. Before I get started, just let me point out that I'm not trying to make fun of anyone. I'm not calling anyone out. I'm not laughing at anyone, and it's really nothing personal. But there are some stupid things that eBay sellers do that just make you go, what? Did they really do that? So check out this video and make sure you're not making these stupid mistakes. But before you do, I hope you take the time to like it, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. Let's go. So let's take a look at the first one. I strongly disagree to review comps when listing. This doesn't work for all items and causes a negative bias. For example, if an item is worth $250 and the last person who sold it listed it for $50 and sold it right away, the next person that looked it up for comps will list it at $50 again, even though it's really worth $250. I totally disagree with this, and here's why. Here's the truth. An item is only worth as much as someone is willing to pay for it. I'm going to say it again. That's one of my eBay rules. An item is only worth as much as someone is willing to pay for it, not what you as a seller think it might be worth. I see it all the time on eBay YouTube seller channels. They will show you what they sourced and how much they expect to get for it, but in the long run they get much less because the item does not have as much value as they thought it did. Also, almost all items you are going to list for sale on eBay have been sold previously. All you have to do is look up the comps on sold listings. You will see a wide range of prices. Simply pick the price that works best for you and what price you think you can sell that item at. Here's number 2. I could use some advice. I have a friend whose mother passed away. Her house is full of Hummel and Linux collectibles. She asked if I would sell them for her. Should I, and how much should I charge? Well, it's not that stupid of a question, but what's kind of not so smart is that Hummel and Linux collectibles once had value. They no longer do. For example, take a Hummel figurine that might have sold for $300 in 1985. It's now worth about $5. They have lost almost all of their value. Sure, you'll find one every once in a while that has value, but most of them do not. So now let's get to what percentage someone should charge for selling someone else's item. My answer is 50%, and that's after you take out all eBay fees and taxes that you will have to pay at the end of the year. So let me give you an example. Let's say you sell an item for $100. The buyer also pays $10 to have it shipped and $10 in taxes. So the total amount they pay is $120. Now, let's say your eBay fees are 12%. So 12% times $120 is $14.40. You also have to pay taxes at the end of the year on what you made on eBay. And because you can write off a bunch of costs, I think a fair percentage to figure in for taxes is 10%. 10% of $120 is $12. So $100, which is what the item sold for, minus $14.40 in eBay fees, minus $12 in taxes, equals $73.60. You divide that by 2, and the person who owned the item that you sold it for gets $36.80. So for not wanting to list the item and getting you to do it, they get $36.80 from a $100 sale. Now, I know you may think that person is getting ripped off, but as an eBay seller, you're doing all the work, you're getting all the headaches, you're dealing with everything you have to deal with. You're also paying the fee, which they have to pay, and you also pay taxes on the item, which you get them to pay as well. So that's what I would do. I would charge 50% to sell the item. And another thing is, I would not mess with any items that will not sell for at least $100. If you do, you're pretty much just wasting your time and you are taking all of the risk. Here's number 3. As an eBay seller, do you list items consistently every day or just a few days out of the week? Well, here's the deal. If you're not listing items every day, you're making a stupid mistake because eBay likes activity. They do not like non-activity. So if you go sourcing on the weekend and let's say, just to make it easy, you find 100 items, do not list 50 items one day and 50 items the next day. List 10 items a day for 10 days, and that will keep you active while you're looking for other items to list. Again, you must be consistently active on eBay because if you don't, your sales will go down. I had that happen to me recently. I didn't list for 4 or 5 days and my sales went way, way down. So list every day if possible. Here's number 4. If you've ever sold a sports card, you'll know the hobby is full of the most sensitive, whiny babies on the planet. Every single detail of the card needs to be in perfect condition, flawless, mint, extraordinary. Otherwise, the buyer is sending it back. The only people more obsessed with condition other than sports cards collectors are Funko collectors. I recommend you do not sell those at all. And I must agree because you're stupid if you're going to sell sports cards and you have no idea how to grade a sports card. It happens all the time. It will happen to you. If you go garage sailing, for instance, and let's say you see 2,000 baseball cards. First of all, if they're produced after 1980, they're pretty much worthless, maybe a penny a piece. So if you buy 2,000 baseball cards, again, that were produced after 1980, and you pay more than $20 for the lot of 2,000, you got ripped off because after 1980, hardly any of them have value. You may find one every once in a while that does, but if you do, you are lucky. So my advice is, unless you are an expert on how to grade a baseball card, do not sell them. The same thing goes for Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Magic the Gathering cards. Now, of course, if you buy a lot, you can put them in a lot and you can sell 100 at a time for like 10 bucks. That's not a problem. But if you find one that has value and you don't have a clue of what the grade is and you decide to send it off to a grading company, just know it's kind of expensive to do and you probably will not get it back for at least 6 months. So you've got to think about that. Again, my advice, if you are not an expert in trading cards, I would just stay away from them because you're going to sell a card and you're going to say it's a certain condition. It's not going to be, and when the buyer gets it, they are going to return it. Next one. How many of you larger scale eBay sellers aren't using offers? I'm just starting, aiming to go full time, but I don't turn offers on. The idea of putting offers on is just silly to me, and I simply don't like to negotiate. Am I shooting myself in the foot by not turning offers on? eBay is telling me 65% of other sellers have it on, so I'm going against the grain heavily here. I just care about making a good wage, like $50,000 or so a year, that I can invest in markets that I enjoy more. I'm selling clothing, 85% pre-owned, 15% new with tags, predominantly in the men's category. Well, on the I don't know what I am doing as an eBay seller meter, this is a 10. So this seller wants to make $50,000 a year and is refusing to accept any offer. He wants to do it on his terms. Well, this is stupid for many reasons. First, he's selling men's clothing. Maybe he'll make $10 on a shirt, so if he wants to make $50,000 during the year, he's going to have to sell 5,000 shirts. And as a new seller, that is absolutely 100% not going to happen. And let's also focus on turning offers off, which he does. He's not going to turn them on because he thinks it's silly. Let's say you list an item, buy it now, or best offer for $100, and you get an offer of $60. Are you going to accept it? Probably not. But you can always counter, let's say halfway at $80. Let's say you do that, the potential buyer comes back and offers you $75. Would you accept it? If I pay $10 for it, I'm going to sell it for $75 all day long. And if you don't have offers turned on, you will never have the opportunity to do that. So when you are selling an item, buy it now. I suggest you always turn on our best offer. Number 6. Okay, I've been selling vintage clothing for a long time, and I've sold a ton of trucker hats. Many of them average, run-of-the-mill prints and patches, and they don't seem to move very fast or sell for much. So my question is, everyone on this eBay seller group seems to love selling them like they're all gold. So what are you doing to get the best money out of them? I'm sure I'm just an old dog needing to learn new tricks. Any tips? Thanks. Well, you're not an old dog trying to learn new tricks. What's stupid here is most of those caps you see these sellers bragging about buying and then telling you they are going to sell for a tremendous amount of money, it is simply not true. I have tried caps before, all types of different caps, trucker caps especially. And maybe once in a while I will find one that has value. Most of them do not. I'll give you a perfect example. I bought 100 caps for $10. That's right, 10 cents a piece. I looked through them. I found a Levi's denim cap with a Levi's leather logo. I sold it for $300 and I paid 10 cents for it. But that does not happen every day. It does not happen every month. It does not happen every year. If you're lucky to find a cap like that once a year, then you are blessed, because most of the caps you are going to find do not sell for much and do not have much value. So again, if you don't know what you're looking for, don't go out and buy all of these caps, list them, and then find out that 6 months later you listed 200 and 2 of them have sold. Number 7, when a buyer claims item not received for an item that has tracking that shows delivered, and you give him tips to try and locate the package, what do you do when he replies back and cusses you out? Continue to help him? That's a very good question. This is very stupid on the buyer's part, because eBay has access to every message that is ever written on eBay. All you have to do is get in contact with eBay, let the person at eBay read the message that the buyer sent you that was full of profanities, and there's a good chance that eBay is going to suspend that buyer for a number of days, because that is simply not allowed on eBay. So, good question. Here's number 8. Yet again, I have sold an item only for the winning bidder to not pay. This continues to happen, and as sellers, we have no recourse. Approximately 1 out of my 5 sales result in a buyer not paying. I'm wondering if others share the same concern enough to push eBay to reinstate the ability for sellers to leave negative feedback for buyers, or alternatively have some means to block non-paying buyers. Well, this is kind of stupid on 2 fronts. Number 1, if you think eBay is ever going to let sellers leave negative feedback for buyers, you're totally wrong. They are never going to do that, because eBay needs buyers. The second thing on here is, if you get someone who does not pay, you can block them from ever buying anything from you. Again, it's not hard to do. Just Google it and find out how to do it. But yes, you can block buyers. The other thing that's kind of stupid about this is this person is saying that 1 out of every 5 sales, the person does not pay. That is simply not true. That is 20%. So let's say you have 200 items that you sold during the month. That means that 40 items will not have been paid for. That is not right. Just ask yourself, seriously, look what you've sold during the month, and ask yourself if 20% of the items that you sold, you did not get paid for. I promise you that number is totally inaccurate. Not 20%, maybe 2%. If I sell 200 items during a month, I might have 4 non-payments. That's 2%, a long way from 20%, so that's stupid. So here's the last one, and let me finish with a post that makes a lot of sense, one you should think about. Why is it that there's a ton of people just complaining about their sales, their customers, or just about anything about eBay, but almost no one, not one person, has said, hey, my sales are slow. How can I improve? What am I doing wrong? Could someone take a look at my store and tell me if my items are junk or if my pricing is off? Am I not working hard enough or spending too few hours doing eBay? Nope, not one person. Literally not one. These people will never succeed at eBay because they simply don't want to. All they want to do is complain. And that is the truth at times. I think it is very well said. Sometimes the truth hurts. I hope you take what this person wrote, and I hope that you use it to make you a better eBay seller. Well, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you learned something from watching this video. I hope it was informative. If it was, please take the time to like it, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. This is the Refined Reseller saying, as always, do like me. Buy low, sell high, good sourcing, good selling, and I'll see you next time.